Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. My favorite kinds are the originals. The one like okay, there's Red Bull, right?
Right.
Red Bull's the original. A lot of people say it tastes like cough syrup,
Yeah.
but I love that. That's my favorite kind. Even with Monster, I don't like the punch flavor and all that. I like the original. But either way, I think they're awesome. They work, man.
I'm just pulling up, looking online for something we can talk about.
Hmm.
What's crazy that's happened lately?
God, lately I haven't even. Let me think. Actually, you know what I would have loved to talk about, but you have to watch it first.
What?
The movie The Black Klansman.
What's it about?
It's based on true stories. Um, it's pretty much about 1969. You know, the KKK is coming back like
Mm-hmm.
strong, and a black detective. It's confusing and it's a long story, but it's really good, man. Like it's just awesome.
Bro, that one movie I watched at your house that other time. Oh my god, bro.
The shark
Yeah, that
that
was
was
awesome,
sick.
eh? God, I
I
couldn't
could.
believe it, guy. Just that one part when they're in the ocean, the
Oh,
guy they nailed it, bro. Nailed it.
but I got two other movies that will make you remember our reactions to that movie. I got two movies that are better than that, man. You won't believe it. You got to come over and watch them. I'll love to watch it again with someone. You know the one I'm talking about? Skyrim 2, I think is
Yeah,
called.
we gotta have
It's the
cameras on
one.
us, bro. Honestly, guy, the way we that they oh my god, wow, bro. You know what I mean?
You talk. What do you mean? Like
About the
you talk about
movie
the
that we
shark?
watched. Yeah, like we gotta do
Yeah, yeah, but that's
reaction
what I'm
videos to
saying.
those.
Oh, but that's no, that's what I want. But it has to be the first time, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. That's why I wish I didn't see those other movies, but I didn't know they were going to be like that. Guy, I'm talking. Do you know what it's about? Oh, I watched the one with The Rock, Rampage.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it was way better than I thought.
Guy, he's starting to make amazing movies.
Well, oh
I
yeah, but
didn't
you
really
know what?
like the beginning of him making the movies he did in the beginning.
No, actually, I'm the opposite. Well, I don't know. I mean, you know what I think? I think it's 50-50. He has some that are awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like he does. But he has some like Jumanji, which is so gay. Baywatch
I haven't
bombed.
watched
Jumanji.
Jumanji. You didn't
They
like it?
both bombed. They bombed in theaters. Nobody like they're laughed at. Um, even Rampage, the it's an awesome movie if you want to see guy like the graphics are sick. The story sucks. It is the worst script ever.
Mm-hmm.
But well, do you know how cool the it's again? What is it? An alligator? Alligator? But it's the size of a friggin' of a city, and it's the coolest looking shit you've ever seen, man. Like his whoever the Rock has like one team that does all of his special effects, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Like he keeps hiring, and whoever they are the best in Hollywood. Like he must be spending a shitload of money, man, to have
Guy,
them make
he's
this.
doing amazing movies now. Just the
Yeah,
way
no,
movies, just everything in general, the way technology is now, bro, and the stuff they can do, just mind blowing,
yeah,
mind blowing. It looks perfect. It looks real. It doesn't look fake
it
at all,
does.
at all, at
No,
all.
you're right.
When they put these dragons in there, and all, it looks perfectly real. And then when they
Right?
interact with them and stuff, and they like, you get what I mean? When they interact, when they're jumping on them, I'm just
Yeah.
saying like
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that. I want to see
No, it's true.
The new Jurassic Park.
I saw it. I have it. And the new Jurassic Park. You know what? Let me think. I just watched it. I just watched it a week ago, and I was my favorite one. You know, there's they made two new ones, right? Was it two or three?
Yeah, I have no idea.
And the first one I thought was really cool,
Yeah.
and this last one again. Okay, the it's just so cool to watch these huge friggin' dinosaurs ripping things apart, and it looks so real. But the how can I say this, man? Okay, they worry now because these special effects are so good. They're not worrying about the story and the script,
Yeah.
and that's what I hate. Because like they're blowing our minds with this shit, but then they don't think about okay, we got to have a good writer, good this and that. It's all about special effects.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of where we're losing it,
That's where
man.
all the
That's
money is too. isn't
No,
special
that's true,
effects.
right? Because most people, even if the movie isn't that good and has good effects, they want to see it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like, you know what? Have you seen the new movie? There's two new movies that, oh my God, I think they're Steven Spielberg, man. And I'm telling you, I haven't even heard of these. Then I watched it and I'm like, oh my, hey, you know the virtual reality movie that came out?
Which one?
Oh my God, God. Again, it blew my mind. I had it and now I'm I don't even have my computer on to look it up, but I'm gonna just one second. I'm gonna look it up because it's just I it's a movie about listen, it's in the future, right? And I don't know when, 100 years in the future, and somebody, it's like the internet gets reinvented, but the only way to use it, you put on these like goggles,
Yeah,
and it's the internet in virtual reality.
yeah,
That's all it is. But think about it. When I want to, instead of using Tinder, where you swipe left and talk to girls or meet
yeah,
girls, imagine you open up Tinder, but she's in front of you.
yeah.
She's just, hey, you shake her hand. Everything is real. Everything's virtual reality. Anyways, that's just how it starts. I can't go into it without ruining it. But I think it's Spielberg, and it's the most amazing movie you'll ever see.
There's this movie called When They See Us.
Oh, that looks cool, man.
Have you
I've
seen
seen
the
that.
trailer to that? Wow,
Yeah, I
wow.
have.
I seen a Meek Mill post about it. Said check it out.
Really? No,
Especially if
it
you're from
actually
another
looks cool.
culture. I checked it out and I couldn't believe the trailer.
Guy, that's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is on
Yeah,
Netflix. I can't wait to
yeah,
see
it's
it.
on.
I think it's
Me
already out
too.
too. I think it's already
It
out
is.
too.
No, it's already out. I just haven't seen it yet, and it's funny you mentioned that. I saw it the last couple. Like I don't have time, but the last couple of days I've been wanting to see that. Um, I have to find that movie, man, because you have to. I can't explain. You know, I watch a lot of movies, but the movie I'm thinking about, it's one of the best movies I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ender's Game?
No.
That it was a book. It was a really famous book. They made it into a movie. Holy shit.
Hmm.
Again, it's in the future, but it's a war between like planets, right? It's like a
Yeah.
sci-fi. It's imagine the United States Army, but in like 500 years when we're all in space and we it's something about our planet against another planet and I don't know, man. I can't explain these. They're just really good movies that you have to see.
So
And they're all special effects.
anyways, I was reading this article. I just came across it right now. And it says, now let's just talk about this stuff. Let's talk about it. What the headline says, anyways, is Minneapolis police officer who killed Justine Damon given 12-year jail term. Now, I want to talk about this article, but I also want to talk about what you think, what you think about how police crime, like when police do things wrong,
Mm-hmm.
how they handle it, how the government handles it. Do you think they get a fair sentence? Do you think the way they deal with them is proper? Do you think it's fair for them to still pay them when they've done something
Oh.
messed up while they're, might be sitting at home, but they still pay them a lot of the times? You
Yes,
get what
they
I
do.
mean?
They always
So
do. Yeah.
let's get into this article just for a sec. I'll read a little bit of it, okay?
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
says a former Minneapolis police officer convicted of killing the Australian life coach Justin Damon apologized to her family for taking the life of a perfect person. Just before a judge rejected defense requests for a light sentence and ordered him to prison for 12 and a half years. So this cop killed someone, okay? And
Yep.
the judge is saying 12 and a half years so far is like a bad sentence, is like a harsh sentence. If you ask me, he should have got life, right? That's just right off the bat. It's a police
Well,
officer, man.
no, I don't think. Okay, wait, but
Let me read
first
more.
of
Let me
all,
read more.
okay, okay.
Mohammed Noor was convicted in April of third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in the July 2017 shooting of Damon, who approached his squad car in the alley behind her home after calling 911 to report a possible rape. So this guy called the cops to report a rape, or the girl
Yeah.
did, and then the cop. So news lawyers had argued for a light sentence, saying sending him to prison would only compound the tragedy, and that incarceration would not let him do service to make amends for killing Damon. But Judge
Oh.
Catherine sentenced the 33-year-old to identical to the recommendation under state guidelines. An emotional Noor and his family voice breaking as he spoke about the shooting for the first time. He could not apologize enough. He said, I have lived with this and I will continue to live with this. Noor said, I caused this tragedy and it is my burden. I wish though I could relieve the burden others feel from the loss that I caused. I cannot, and that is a troubling reality for me. Noor said, from the moment he pulled the trigger, he felt fear when he saw her body on the ground. He was horrified. Seeing her there, I knew in an instant I
Oh,
was wrong, Noor said. The depth of my error has only increased from the moment on. Working to save her life and watching her slip away is a feeling I can't explain. It leaves me sad, it leaves me numb and feeling incredibly lonely. But none of these words could capture what it truly feels like. So, so this cop was sitting in an alley. A girl
yeah.
approached him, right, to report a rape, and he shot her.
I heard of that actually. Yeah.
How messed up is that?
Okay, do you know what, like something you brought up? No, of course it's messed up. You want to know the problem is? Freaking cops are taught anywhere in the world, anywhere from Canada to the UK, we are taught to shooting someone
Hmm.
is a last resort.
Yeah,
You don't want to use your gun. You don't. In the United States, and not just there, but mostly in the United States, they're taught shoot first, ask questions later. They're actually taught that. They're taught that, listen, you don't risk your life. If you, for whatever reason, if you think someone has a fork in their pocket and they're going to run after you with a fork,
yeah,
don't take the risk, shoot them,
yeah.
which really pisses me off. And then what you said about because I don't believe they should get a harsher sentence because they're cops. I think they should get the same sentence that they give to like black guys.
Yeah,
Because black people in the US get the worst sentences,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
If you're black, if a white guy shoots someone, they might get 3 years if they're convicted.
yeah,
A black guy will get life,
yeah, exactly.
right? So I believe the cop should get the exact same thing. He should get life. I don't think it should be any worse. I think everyone should be treated equally. And a cops always get away. It really
I
bugs me,
think they
man.
go, yeah, I think they go way too easy on them. Way too easy on
Oh
them.
yeah, no question. Yeah, they do. They
You know what
do.
I mean? A lot of the time, and these are the people that we expect to protect us and to save us, but most of the time
Yeah,
they're just on a power trip and don't give a
they.
flying shit. They just want to get paid and they love their job, right? Who wouldn't love to be a cop, right? I think
Oh
probably
yeah.
only 20% of the entire force probably are actually normal and really want to help people and not ruin people's days, even if they have to deal with them instead of giving them tickets and putting them in jail. Like a lot of times, bro, it comes down to the cop's judgment whether or not to arrest the guy and charge him.
But that's exactly what it is.
You get
It's
what I
all their
mean?
judgment. Yeah, yeah, that's the whole job, right? You're right. It's they got to make a decision. Should I shoot them or should I use my brain and talk to them? Like it's up to them. It's all up to them. And the problem is anybody. Okay, and now this isn't a. There's good cops. There's smart cops, but again, I'm going to talk about the U.S. Do you know that one of the easiest jobs to get, like where you don't need, is to become a cop. Now, this is in the States again.
Yeah,
You don't have to be smart. You can honestly, I'm not saying there are no smart cops in the US, but you don't have to be a smart guy.
yeah,
You can honestly be a very stupid guy. You know, the guy that flunked everything in high school, the guy, and then you're a cop and you have a gun.
hmm,
And that's what bugs me. I mean, if you're gonna give someone a gun, they need to raise the friggin' prerequisites, man.
hmm. Well, it's difficult to become a cop in Canada. I know that.
In Canada, it is. It's really hard here.
Yeah,
No, it's not the same at all, man.
it's like
Here,
it's hard for
yeah,
whites, number one, but even for like the colored people, it's that much harder.
yeah, exactly.
But now finally, like you'll see, police is full of minorities now. Like you get what I mean. So they're on the
Yeah, it
right
is.
track, right?
But that's here. You're talking about in Canada,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, America.
It's
Just from what I see, I'm not there to
it's
see it, but just from what I
no.
see, it's a really. I hate to say it, man, but like a lot of racism.
Oh yeah, man. And that's what really does suck. There are good cops, right?
Yeah,
In the US. Of
yeah,
course there are.
yeah,
But the problem is, and I love the example because people always say, "Oh, but it's only one or two bad apples," right? But
yeah,
that's such baloney because this is the best example. Now, I can't remember where I heard it. I think it was like Bernie Sanders. If you have a basket full of blueberries, right?
right.
Every blueberry is perfect. Do you know if you take one rotten one and you put it in the middle, it spreads to all of it? And
Yep.
it's a
Yep.
good example because you have one, if you have 5 out of 100 that are corrupt,
Yep.
it's going to take the whole thing down.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what I hate, because they always say, oh, but they're all good, it's only 2 or 3 bad ones. It doesn't work that way. Those 2 or 3 bad ones are gonna, they do mess the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, so
So let's read the rest of this. It
yeah.
goes, Newer's attorneys argued in a court filing before Friday's sentencing that nobody would benefit from a long sentence. Like, see, they don't want to do long sentence. They just want to get it over as quick as they can.
It
Like, see
wouldn't
what I mean?
benefit.
Yeah, from a
Why do
long
the
sentence.
why do the criminals benefit but cops don't?
And he goes, and that
Hmm.
being in prison would keep Noor from making amends for killing Damon by doing good works in the community. They submitted letters of support that said they showed that Noor is a kind and peaceful man who has tried to be a bridge between Somali Americans in Minnesota and the larger community. Noor's attorney, Tom Plunkett, made the case for a lenient sentence, calling on the judge to consider what would be best for the community. I have never stood up in sentencing with anyone my entire life, my entire career, that's done more work harder than to be a good person than this man. To earn the gifts he's been given, Plunkett said, that's who Muhammad Noor is. So they're even praising this cop, saying he's a really good cop. And it's just a bad
But
mistake that happened. But come on, man, if someone's
but
approaching your
that's
car and you shoot them, you know what
but
I
see, it's
mean?
not. No, no, you're right. But no, that's not. You know what bugs me about what you just said? Okay, you just said that he was a really good guy and it was a mistake, right? So right now, what really bugs me, what about me? What if I was in my car, right?
Yeah.
Someone walks by, I shoot them. Do you think in court they're going to say, but it was just a mistake?
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly,
go
right?
away for
Yeah,
murder. So
exactly. No
if you're a
mercy. They're gonna
cop,
slam that hammer down on you as hard as they can. They're gonna make an
that,
example out of you and
yeah, but
plaster you
yeah,
everywhere.
or that's what pisses me off, because for the whole world, especially, I don't care where you are, for minorities especially, um, you shoot someone, you're a murderer.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
You're a murderer.
No
But when
question
a
about it.
cop does it, it's an accident. That's the biggest, stupidest thing I ever heard. And also, why is it when a cop shoots someone, oh, what good is going to come out of jail? But if anybody else shoots someone, do you think what? I don't understand why for the police jail doesn't work, but for everyone else in jail it works.
Yeah, exactly.
How? It doesn't make any sense
It
at
also
all.
says here the law is not concerned necessarily with what's good for the community. Sweezy said the court must give a sentence
Yeah.
proportional in severity to the crime committed. So he committed murder. Why isn't he getting life then?
Exactly. No, that's exactly right. It doesn't matter who you are. It shouldn't matter black or white or cop, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. If you're dark, you're screwed. If you're a cop, you get off. It's not about the crime. It doesn't, the crime means nothing.
So Damon, a 40-year-old dual citizen of the U.S. and Australia, was engaged to be married a month after the shooting. Don Damon, Justine's fiance, said in court on Friday that every time he sees the alley where she walked barefoot and her pajamas toward the police car, he relives the moment. In my mind, I beg you to turn around, he said, speaking of a lost future of decades filled with love, family, joy, and laughter. He said Justine was his soulmate and he misses her every day, every moment. So,
Yeah.
Noor
It's
testified during his trial that a loud bang on the SWAT squad car scared him and his partner, and that he saw a woman at his partner's window raising her arm. He said he fired to
oh,
protect his partner's life, but prosecutors criticized Noor for shooting without seeing a weapon or Damon's hands and disputed
exactly.
whether either of them really heard a bang. Yeah, so now
Hmm.
he's saying, so he said he heard a big bang, and then he's seen this girl walk up to him raising her arms. He didn't
Oh,
see what
so
was in her arms, he didn't see what was
yep.
in her hands, but he
You
blasted her. You know
did.
what? No, now that I'm reading more of this cocksucker deserves life
Yeah.
in jail, straight up.
Yeah.
12 years is a slap on the wrist. He took this poor person's life. What a piece of shit.
And for no
Was he
reason.
high? Was he high?
Mhm.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, no, you know what? He wasn't high. It's exactly what you just said. Do you know every single time a cop shoots someone and gets away with it? Do you know? Okay, I swear, I wish I had the articles in front of me. Every single time he thought he had a gun, but it was a phone. He
Yeah,
thought he had a gun, but
yeah.
it was a
It's the
knife. He thought
go-to
he had a gun, he
excuse.
had nothing.
Go-to
But
excuse.
don't you under what really bugs me is that it's the go-to excuse, but they don't have to see the gun. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? What happened to the days when if they have a gun, you can shoot? But now it's if I feel like thinking he has a
Yeah.
gun.
They see a
So
dark guy. They see a dark guy, and they say they were scared
yeah,
because he was
and
wearing a bandana. They thought he was gangster.
right, and hey, my hand's in my pocket. He has to have a gun.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like holy
exactly.
how about from now
Or
on?
he approached me. It scared me how he approached me. They say anything, man.
But no, the thing is, it really does. And the one thing I do believe, it's the way they're trained. I don't even, I mean, of course, I blame the cops, but they're trained this way. They're trained. Listen, if you think they have a gun, shoot them.
Yeah,
That's how they're trained.
yeah.
So it's the government's fault.
Says here, Justine's father, John, in a statement read in court, asked for the maximum sentence and called her killing an obscene act by the act of the state by the agent of a. Sorry, she called it an obscene act by an agent of the state. So basically saying it was like an incredible
Yeah.
bad deed by the state, and
And
it's
it
true.
was.
It's true.
It's murder. It's
Yeah,
murder. That's it.
yeah.
Like that was yeah, man. I mean, that's what bugs me. Why is it so different for a cop? When if that was anyone else, if that was a regular guy, if that girl, let's say I
Oh
was
my
parked down
god,
an
oh my
alley,
god. So I didn't know the colors of these people, but listen to this. Damon's death sparked bewilderment and outrage in the US and Australia. The case was also fraught with race. Damon was white.
yeah,
And Noor, the
yeah,
person that died, is a Somali American. So classic
mhm,
white on black
yeah, yeah.
crime. I
I
didn't
know.
I didn't even
So,
realize this
yeah,
until right now. Leading the question whether the case would have been handled the same if the victim had been black and the officer
right.
white. Yeah.
But that's no, but I'm telling you, that's what bugs me. Because what if it were you or me parked in an alley, right?
Yeah.
And let's say a girl's running to me saying, "Oh my God, someone's raping me," or someone. I turn and shoot her,
Yeah.
just like that. People would be like, "He just murdered this girl running out his car." But when a cop does it, it was an accident.
I don't get
That's
this
the
stuff, man.
difference.
I just don't
It
You know
doesn't
what
make any
you know
sense.
what kills me, bro, is the media and just the way they handle things just in overall is just mind-boggling. Like they'll just say,
Yeah.
like you just said, they'll just say anything on the media and then on to the next, right? They'll say anything.
Well, no, but that's right though. They only when if a minority does something, right? They keep talking about it. Can you believe he did that? Can you believe he did that? But then if a cop does the exact same thing, oh, there was a little problem with the cop, but it was an accident. Next thing,
Yeah.
right? They won't. It's the media. I don't know, man. It's really annoying. Like I'm getting sick of it because there's two medias, right? You have the liberals and you got the liberals, and then you have the conservatives, the ones who hate the cops, the ones who like the cops. It's all fake. The problem is it's all bull.
Yeah. So rest in
You,
peace to the person that died. God bless your
yeah,
family, man. God bless you. Can't believe this stuff. This stuff needs to stop, man. These guys are too trigger happy.
they are 100%.
You
But you
know?
know what? It's no, like I have faith in a lot of things. You say it'll get better, this and that, but I don't see that getting better
Like this guy
anytime soon,
clearly
man.
shot her
You know?
because this guy clearly. I don't want to say he clearly shot her because but it was stupid on his behalf. Like, yeah, okay, pull out the gun. Have your finger on the gun, but he had his finger on the trigger.
Exactly.
He had his finger on
Exactly.
the trigger, and he pulled the trigger way too quick. Like, you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah,
Regardless,
yeah.
right?
But
So
that's how.
if he ended up shooting her and she did nothing, what if he took an extra couple seconds and just waited to see
Yes,
her pull out the gun
you're
or
right.
not, right? That would have saved
Yeah,
her life.
100%. Yep. But that's it. That's all it takes. They won't wait the extra second to make sure because she would have been alive. He would have been alive, right?
Yeah,
If he waited an extra second. But he saw a black girl.
yeah.
He saw a black girl running towards him, and that's it. He shot her. Like yeah, man. Like it pisses me off. I can't believe they get away with it.
Or an idiot. Anyways, on to another story. This one
Yeah.
says Parkland former police officer deputy arrested over failure to
Yeah,
confront
I know.
school shooter.
This is amazing, actually. Let me say something really quick. I know you want to read this, but I know something about this I have to say.
Yeah,
Donald Trump, there's always school shootings, right?
right.
In the U.S. That's what it's the big Parkland shooting. So all of the liberals are saying we have to stop, we have to get rid of guns. Okay, the US, everyone has a gun, and every other day a kid takes a gun into a school and starts shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump said something that everybody went nuts. Everybody. He said, "You know what we need to do? We need to give all of the teachers guns." This is real.
Yeah.
This is real. Look it up. And people are like, "Are you nuts?" And then the teacher said, "We don't want guns. We're teachers."
Yeah.
And then he said, "Well, okay, I got a better idea. We need to put security guards in every school and give them guns." He's like, "We need more guns, not less," which is the stupidest thing anyone's ever heard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what he said. For
Yeah.
real, we need more guns. So this example, the reason is amazing. So the school where the last shooting, the Parkland shooting, guess what? They had a security guard with a gun. Guess
Yeah.
what happened?
He didn't do anything.
When a shooter ran in, he ran out. He ran away.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what the
He
story's
ran
about,
away,
right?
and that's why he's being charged.
Yeah.
And 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 I'm not, listen, he doesn't want to die. I get it, okay?
Yeah.
But the whole point
That's
is
the job.
more
Yeah,
guns
that's the
doesn't
job.
work.
Yeah. You don't
They
take
don't
that
want
job unless
get
you're not.
rid of guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody
you're
that
right.
takes that
You're right.
job,
That's
that's
it.
the risk
And
you
he
take.
ran away.
Yeah. So he was just
No,
he was
exactly.
pretending to be a hero.
Yeah, that's it. Well, he ran away, so he's no hero
He
there.
scammed the system, yeah. You know?
But the thing is, it just proved a point. Like, security guards are not going to help. Like, why would you want more? If that's something that really, really bugs me too.
Yeah, well, if someone's
get
gonna
rid
come
of
with guns,
and
regardless, okay, the security guards might be able to stop him, but it's a 50-50 chance either way, right? And if someone's coming,
that's
they already
the
have
thing.
it planned out, so they're gonna know where these guys are positioned, and they're gonna take them out, right?
But no, to me, it's not even that though. To me, it doesn't make sense. You want to know the best way to stop a shooting? Not have one in the first place.
Yeah.
Get rid of the guns. Do you know Germany? Australia, not Germany. They had the biggest mass shooting in their history 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Guess what they did?
Huh.
They had this huge, they were like the US, like the Second Amendment, everyone's allowed to have a gun.
Yeah.
They got rid of every gun. Nobody's allowed to have a gun like there. It's extremely hard.
Except police.
Since they did that, no, of course.
Yeah.
But since they did that, guess what? There hasn't been a single mass shooting in 15 years since they did that.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to tell. But in the U.S., they say, well, you getting rid of the guns, like having strong laws won't do anything. There's still going to be mass shootings. No, there won't. It's happened all over the world. You make really strong laws, and it goes away. But in the U.S.,
Yeah, and that's not going to happen overnight, but yeah.
But it happened overnight there.
No.
And
I'm saying in the U.S., like all the guns aren't going to go away overnight, but it'll start becoming less and less, right?
Yes, you're right. It's the laws though, because in the U.S., every time there's a mass shooting, do you know what they do? They make the laws. It doesn't make sense. You're allowed to have an AK-47 here. Over there. Sorry, you could buy what is it, like an M16?
Yeah.
That gun's the size of me, man. And
Yeah.
anyone off the street can go buy one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would never go.
Yeah,
I love
freaky.
the U.S.
Yeah, I love it too, but I'd never live there.
I would never live there.
Yeah,
That's
me
what I was
neither.
just gonna say.
Me neither. And
I
if I
love
ever
it.
go there, I'm going with bulletproof trucks, security guards.
Well,
I'm rolling around like the
no, but
president, man.
It's nuts, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
people are
not
crazy, man. You roll through the wrong neighborhood, they're gonna shoot your car up because they got guns.
like they have more guns in the U.S. than they do in Iraq, man, and that's not a joke. Like
Yeah.
you drive through Detroit,
Yeah.
I gotta bet I'll survive in a war-torn
Bro, I
country.
pulled into Detroit. As soon as I pulled into the city of Detroit, I pulled up to a stop sign. I looked up at the stop sign. There was about 7 bullet holes in the stop sign.
right?
Yeah.
And people talk about, look at Iraq, look at that, that war-torn gross. What's the difference?
Yeah, straight up.
Like,
Straight up.
Either one, I think I have a
One's
better-
organized crime, one's wild crime. That's it.
That's it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's unreal.
So anyways, it says here, so the prosecutors say the Florida deputy who failed to confront a gunman during last year's Parkland shooting has been arrested on 11 charges. State Attorney Mark Statz announced on Tuesday that 56-year-old Scott Peterson faces child neglect, culpable negligence, and perjury charges. Peterson, then a Broward County deputy, was on duty during the shooting at the Majorie Stoneman Douglas High School, but never went inside. SAT
Basic
says the charges carry a combined prison sentence of nearly 100 years. Peterson's bail was set at $102,000. A
mm-hmm.
Peterson lawyer did not immediately respond to a request for commitment. Nicholas Cruz, 20, faces the death penalty if convicted of killing 17 people and wounding 17 others in the attack. He has offered to plead guilty in return for a life sentence, but prosecutors have refused that offer. That piece of shit deserves to die. The kid who did the
Yeah,
shooting.
he does.
Yeah, he
Yeah, of
deserves to
course.
die. Like
Yeah, but he's a
I
kid.
don't
He
even want to
won't.
get into what I do to someone like that, but he
Yeah,
deserves pain, suffering, and he deserves to get tortured. I honestly think so.
trust me, I know.
Anyone that does that kind of stuff is just, you know, whatever. Like,
But you know what? And I'm not defending them. I believe they deserve to die. But anyone who does that, these are kids. When an adult does it, I believe even most adults who randomly kill 20 people,
yeah,
uh, they know they have mental problems.
right.
They don't. It's not like they're sane people who wake up and say, you know what? Everyone's. I'm gonna go kill you because you're pissing me off.
Yeah,
They have serious mental issues. They don't know what they're doing half the time. They hear voices. So, but the problem is there's reasons for it.
yeah.
I believe like they are mentally messed up, but it's because of you. You know, you're living in a
It's
world.
not. They're just listen, man. We use this too much as an excuse, saying
Um,
they're mentally messed up. Yes, they are mentally messed up,
but
but these guys
you didn't let me
aren't
finish.
as mental as we make it out to seem. You know,
No, no, no. But
they're
mental.
sick. They're sick freaks, man. They're idiots. They know what they're doing. Most of them.
That's what
They
I
just,
was
you know, get what I
saying.
mean? Right? Yeah. Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Sorry. No, but that's what I was saying. Listen, it comes from places. Again, I keep bringing him up, but Donald Trump went on TV and said the Nazis were bad, but the people the Nazis kill are just as bad.
Yeah.
And that gets into people's head. And that's what I'm saying. That's the mentally messed up stuff, right?
Yeah.
When you hear the president saying, well, the people the Nazis are killing are really bad too, you keep saying it, and these young people hear it, it messes with their heads. And then they go and think, well, let's go kill all these people.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say, yes, you're right. They're culpable. They need to go to jail and they need to die for what they're doing. But it's because people are messing with their heads.
Yeah.
So they're not innocent. No, you're right. Not at all. You can't say because they have a mental problem they shouldn't go to jail. No way. Screw that. But I do believe that problem it's being created. It can be stopped.
Yeah.
Racism doesn't just happen overnight, it's something that grows and it happens. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It kills me how people are even like still racist to this day. It kills me
right.
like to the point that they're
I
racist. Like I can't believe it. Like why does it even matter what color anybody is? Why are people so judgmental and like I don't get it. Why does it
it's
matter? Because of the media, because of what we've seen on
but
TV
no,
and movies, you know?
I honestly no. Come on, racism started. The U.S. was before TV, before media. They were slaves, right?
Yeah.
And I believe if you go right now, go to the southern states, they will say it. They still pissed off today that they believe black people should still be running their farms, and if you don't like what they're doing, you hang them from a tree, and that's
That's
messed up.
messed up.
That's
Yeah.
now. That's
Yeah.
now,
That's fucked.
man.
That's fucked.
2019, and people, they'll tell you that it never should have stopped. It should still be that way.
Oh, that's
They
stupid, man.
believe. I know, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't know what to say. I don't get it. I don't. To me, it's so. It doesn't it to you? Don't you think you have to be insane to think that?
It is. It's a shame, man. Like
Right?
I don't get it. I'll never
I don't
understand
either.
it. I'll
Me
never
neither.
understand it. Like it just doesn't make
No,
any sense to me.
I mean neither. I don't
You know what I mean?
understand it.
You
I
judge
don't.
somebody by their character and the way they act. You don't judge somebody by what their skin color is. You know what I mean?
Well, of course. I mean, I understand why people are. I don't mean why. Okay, I said that wrong. I mean, people that right now, like there are white guys who don't like blacks. There are blacks who don't like whites. There are Arabs who don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's only because it's history. Their parents did it, and their parents and their parents.
Yeah.
So you're just taught that way. You're taught you're better.
Yeah.
But
We should just all be a happy family, man. I love everybody.
well, you know how amazing. I mean, I know it sounds stupid and it's not realistic, but how the world we would be so much more advanced scientifically. If you get rid of all the wars and all the racism,
Yeah.
all we would be doing is bettering ourselves.
Oh yeah, imagine where we
You know
could
what I
be.
mean?
Imagine where we could
Yeah,
be. We just started changing within these last 100 years, bro. Imagine
I know.
where and it's
Yeah,
been the world's been around for like years, hundreds, thousands,
yeah.
millions. But you got what I mean? And it
Oh,
took until now. So another thing, what's funny when I really think of it though too, like a lot of I don't know, this is just on a side note, isn't really about what we were talking about. We're the last generation to grow up without cell phones and stuff.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I was just talking
that's it.
about that yesterday. Isn't that
Now,
funny?
now everybody like that's it for the rest of eternity here on this earth, for however long this
Yeah.
earth lasts. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? We're the last,
You're
kind
right.
to grow up. And
I
and let me tell you something, bro. Thank you, Lord. I loved it because my teenage years, we would have never been, we would have never experienced the fun that we had. You get what I mean? Just like it was just us,
mhm.
no phones, right? The most that we
Yeah.
had was a console, but no internet, right? Where it was just you and your buddies, and that's it. You know what I mean?
You're right. I had the first internet, which was a 14 4K modem dial-up. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember,
Remember the little
man.
dial-up noise, and then it goes.
Yeah,
Someone picks up the phone, you're
yeah,
done, right? Yeah.
right. I remember I was in school, like you just said, in school. I had the first cell phone. I worked at Future Shop and got like good deals. And Rogers came out with that phone that would let you text.
Yeah.
But guy, you would have to buy a phone. It didn't make phone calls. I paid $300 for a little box, and it had a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I had to pay $30 a month just to send like 10 text messages a month.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
But we lived through that, right? The
Yeah.
first beginning, and
It was just, oh
that.
my god, I just can't. It's just crazy to me, man. Knowing our generation changed the world, like forever,
Oh yeah,
forever. You know what I
right?
mean?
Yep.
Forever. Whoever invented, like, whatever Steve Jobs or whatever his name was that
He
invented the
didn't
iPhone.
invent.
No, no, I know, but I'm just
Well,
saying, like, you
oh,
know,
you're right. Yeah, yeah.
it was like it's just
I'm just
nuts,
not a
right?
big fan of him. Poor guy died,
Just the way
But yeah,
smartphones changed everything. Like everything. That's it. Everything is changed. 360. If there's anything more you can
quick,
do, it's more,
right?
right? And like, yeah.
Yes,
Who
it
would have ever
changed.
envisioned, like, we all knew, right, when the internet first came around, wow, this is cool, and wow, it's going to get better, right? But it wasn't until somebody actually took the step to do it, to have the guts to try it. You know what I mean?
No, it's exactly what it
Right?
was. And now, you're right. It's amazing.
It's crazy, man. Last generation guy. And thank you, Lord. Thank you. Because we actually know how to speak to each other and, like, you know what I mean? Just, like, enjoy our company for what it is, not fucking on the phone 24/7. Like, what we're doing now, yeah, we're using the computer, but a lot of people would rather just sit and text, right? Or do something like that.
Well, you're supposed to do both.
Yeah.
Use computers for what they can do. Do all the crazy stuff. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
But you have to also be able to sit down
Uh,
with a group of people and be able to talk
yeah.
without your phones. Right?
I love what the internet is, but I hate what it is. It's a love and hate relationship with me.
Me, honestly,
Because it gives anybody a voice, but just what, and it's not the
uh,
bad thing. It's not the bad thing. It's
no,
just
no,
what
no. It's
people
yeah.
use it for. Like the people who say
Um,
stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I don't. I don't believe it's the internet gives them the voice. That's our fault. If let's just say it's some idiot goes online ranting some crazy racist stuff,
yeah,
right?
you're saying get his
Ignore it.
IP, find him.
No, I don't even. No, no. Honestly, I say so what? He's some psycho talking like an idiot.
I wish I
But
could
if
be.
we all,
You know what I wish I could be? I wish I could be like the internet police.
yeah, but no,
You know
but
what
you're
I mean?
giving them. See, but you give them power when you say that
Yeah.
because you don't need internet police. If a million people go up and start saying crazy stuff, guess you want to know what you do? If you ignore it, then you're not giving them power. But when everyone talks about, oh my God, can you believe he said that?
Yeah.
Then you get
Exactly.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just let them say whatever they want. The way I look at it is, it makes no difference if you don't care
Yeah.
and if you don't listen to them.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
But
sorry, man. I just wanted to bring that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Whatever. Back to
It
what.
would be cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to what we were saying. So, like I said about that cop, he was supposed to get nearly 100 years, He walked out with nothing, if you ask me.
Well, again, I don't think he should have got 100. I think what he got is the same as anyone else would have got.
Man, no, man. I
Uh,
think, bro,
it
come on, man.
is.
Yeah, but for
No,
what he
no,
did,
no.
bro, he was
He
there
did. He got
protecting kids, and
50.
he deserted all of them to save his
Oh no,
ass. He knows
I'm
when he.
talking about the wrong. I'm talking about the wrong thing. Sorry.
Yeah, you get what I mean? And this guy just
Yeah,
left
yeah.
him there. This piece of shit deserves to rot in there for the rest of his
Um.
life.
Well, again, no. You know what? I think he was scared, and I don't believe
Then
you
why would
should
you do the
rot.
job? Why would you do the job?
Because he did it. Because you know what? Because you never know how scared you're going to be. You can't say that, okay? People in the military, and these guys go to boot
Yeah, but
camp,
bro,
train to
don't these
kill,
guys know what
and
they're
then,
signing up for, though?
but
Come
they
on.
don't. No, you don't. Not until you're there. You don't, okay? You think
What
you
do you mean you
when you're
don't, bro? You're
scared.
telling me cops
You
don't know we're the ones
no,
that everyone
no,
calls
you
when
don't
people go
know
crazy?
you don't know until you're there. People sign up for the military. They train with M16s and they're trained to kill. But the second you're beside a psycho who's shooting at you, half of them run and turn around and
Yeah.
their hearts are beating and you're not ready. You don't know until you've lived it. And you tell yourself, yes, I want to do it. And you do. They mean well. But you know what? That guy, he really thought, I want to do this, but he heard a friggin' AK shooting coming towards him and it scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was the right thing. Of course it wasn't. But I don't think we should murder people and hang them for being scared, is all I'm saying. He was really scared. And he's going to go to jail like he is. He's going down for it.
Hmm. What a piece of
It's
shit.
just, but I'm just saying, in it's messed up that we should it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
There should not be a freaking kid with an automatic weapon in a school.
Yeah. That
And it
goes.
only happens in the US,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like,
For the most part.
well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like it doesn't happen anywhere, but it happens. There's a friggin' mass shooting every other day in the United States. I know I keep bringing them up, and like we're in Canada,
Yeah.
but
That's it. Well, talking about Canada, anyways. The other thing I was looking at was Toronto news, right?
yeah,
And now I'm just gonna read you a few headlines. There's so much stuff happens in Toronto. Thank God we're just around the corner from Toronto. We're not in Toronto, the city. So thank God we're not, because bro, if our news was like this every day, honestly, I probably wouldn't live there. Because look, they got a whole crime section. Two seriously injured after shooting on TTC bus. Okay, another one. Man dead
yeah.
after stabbing on Yonge Street in downtown Toronto. Another one. Police search for cyclist who shows himself and throws corrosive substance allegedly at family. Like,
What?
yeah, but some guy was naked throwing corrosive substances, chemicals at people, at a family.
Oh my God.
Right, yeah. Man, Toronto police investigating suspicious death near Moss Park. Man arrested after allegedly shouting derogatory comments in church. Man, 23 faces more charges in human trafficking case. Driver
Yeah,
allegedly pulls gun on people who asked him to slow down.
but it's messed up. But I mean, Toronto's one of the biggest countries on the planet, man. So it's
And
gonna have that
another
stuff.
another psycho smashes into numerous buildings. Out of all those that I just read to you, which one should we get into?
Oh my God.
The stabbing on Yonge Street in Toronto, or the two
Well, the
injured on
problem is,
the two that got shot on the bus,
like,
or
I would say probably the. Although to me, the
or the
problem
chemical
is,
one, or the chemical one where the guy threw corrosive stuff.
well, the thing is, the chemical one, they're all just as bad. Like, I'd say you pick because they're all, to me, they're normal things. I know that sounds stupid, but
Well, let's just click on this
it's
one.
big city stuff, right? You
Yeah.
have shootings, you have stabbings. It's wow, though,
So
man.
this says
Someone threw acid at someone.
So
Like,
this says Toronto police say 3 members of a family, including an infant, were injured after a man threw a corrosive substance at them Thursday. They say a man and woman were walking with the baby, and they were with a baby. What a piece of shit. Around 4:30 p.m. in the north part of the city when they were approached by a man riding a bike. Police say the cyclist threw a bottle containing a corrosive substance at the family and was screaming as he fled the scene. Police say the family has received minor injuries. They say the male suspect was carrying a black Uber Eats backpack and riding a black mountain-style bicycle. So this guy's just a piece of shit.
oh, but they were okay. It wasn't that bad,
Yeah,
thank
I
God.
guess. Yeah, thank
Okay.
God. Yeah.
I thought it was really bad too. That's good. That's okay. But he still tried, right?
Yeah,
Like
piece of
that's what's
shit.
sick. He tried.
I can't
Who
believe.
does that?
Yeah, I know. See, these are the people that have mental issues.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, that guy. How do you know that they weren't? I don't know, but to me, it sounds like he didn't like them. Maybe it was their race.
Yeah.
Maybe like you know what I mean. I don't know. I'm not just gonna guess, but I
So
like we'd have to. Does it say like because you have it in front of you?
no, it doesn't.
I wonder why. It could be random. It could be some
Yeah.
psycho.
Yeah.
Um,
So another one, two seriously injured after shooting on a TTC bus. Now this is scary, bro. You get on the bus and someone pulls out a
right?
strap and starts blasting. You know that's crazy,
I know that.
right?
Yeah.
You know, I actually now that we just bring this up, who was that guy? Didn't he die in Toronto on the bus? That Sammy kid or something? The police shot him.
Oh,
Remember?
with they shot him like 20 times
Yeah,
or
or something
100
like that.
times or
Yeah, yeah, something
yeah,
something
yeah.
outrageous like that on the bus.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know that I can't remember the
Now, come
details,
that we were
but
talking about that earlier. Now that cop in that case should have got a lot longer than what he got.
yeah, yeah. No, that's the thing. Sometimes I think almost every time I believe we have to look at the cop, forget their cops. Look at what they did and charge them the way you would charge a regular person.
Yeah,
Because when you look at them as a cop, you automatically feel bad. Oh, they're no, man. They're human beings who murdered people.
yeah, exactly.
Right? That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
everyone should be
If a
treated
cop
equally,
exactly. And that's what really
and
that's what
cops
is
should be
really
held to a higher, and they are, but
yes, you're right.
they don't get
They're
nearly what they
not.
should.
They're supposed to be held to a higher whatever standard, but they're not. It's the opposite. Cops can get away with way more. They don't do anything.
So
The
this,
whole higher standard thing really bugs me because it's a lie.
yeah. So this says Toronto police say two people were seriously injured after they were shot on a TTC bus early Saturday. Police said they received a call shortly after 4 a.m. for reports of a shooting in the area of Ingleton Avenue and Bloor Street in Etobicoke, or something like that.
Tobacco. Yeah.
A police spokesperson said when officers arrived on scene, they located two males who had been shot on the bus. Investigators said both victims had been shot in the midsection of their body and were transported to hospital in
Oh
life-threatening
wow.
conditions. One victim has since been upgraded to
See,
stable
that's
condition, while the other remains in life-threatening condition. Police said no arrests have been made in a connection with the shooting, but four suspects were seen running northbound on Ingleton Avenue following the incident. Officers have not released any suspect descriptions. The victims have also not been identified and their ages have not been released. Anyone with information is asked to contact them. Yeah, so these guys honestly deserve, I don't know if I want to say life, but yeah, I think they deserve life. Yeah, actually, what am I even saying? These guys deserve to go to jail for the rest of their life. They shot somebody.
yes.
Yeah, I forgot for a second they shot these guys on the bus. So yeah,
But
these guys
was it
blasted.
random?
Regardless if it was random, it seems random, yes. But regardless if it was random or planned, right? These guys, that's it, should go to jail for the rest of their life, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, it's murder is murder.
Yeah, period.
And I believe, no, you're right. The thing is, I don't believe that's any worse than a different one. I believe if you murder someone, I don't care if you use a fork, a knife, or a gun. I really believe if you murder someone, put them away for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And that's it. Done. Whether you're white,
And you know what the funny
black,
part is, bro? You know what the funny part is when they go to jail, yeah, it's jail, but a lot of these guys have it easy in jail, eh? They're on a range with other people they can talk to. They're getting 3 meals a day. You get what
well,
I mean? They should be
yeah, well, I
tortured,
don't
bro.
consider
Like,
that.
yeah, jail's
No,
bad taking someone's freedom away, but it should be more severe than that, bro, if you ask me. For certain people, not everybody. Like, if you're going to jail for and you didn't pay your
they don't.
tickets or something, then no. But if you did something, like, drastically, like, violent, then yeah, you should be, like, punished severely. Not just your freedom taken away. I can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. No, I don't know what happened. I can't hear you.
Hello.
There, now I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, what I was saying is no, that doesn't work. Okay, you don't solve violence with violence. What you're saying
I'm not saying no
no,
violent him, but they
just let
should be
me
punished worse. They should be
but
punished
that's
worse.
but that's my point. Okay? Why do you think the whole world is getting rid of what you're saying? What you're saying is actually gone. The only place that still has it is the US. They're getting rid of it and it's working. Okay? Countries with the lowest what's it called? Recidivism. It's when you repeat offenders, okay?
Hmm.
Around Europe, their repeat offenders are so low. You go to jail once, you don't go back.
Yeah.
Guess where you keep coming back? In the US and in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay? Because over there they rehabilitate. They don't torture, they don't punish.
Yeah.
You fix the problem. If someone is a criminal, you teach them, you help them, you give them a better life, and they
Yeah.
don't want to commit crimes anymore.
Yeah, but
But if you
that's
put
only
them in
some people,
jail,
bro. Some people aren't
no,
like that.
that's no. That's guy. It's the entire continent.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole world. It's
You're
only
saying
like
everybody wants to get rehabilitated, bro. I know some people that have
no,
been to jail that are
nobody wants
idiots
to. No,
that
but
don't
you're
care about anything. Like I went to
guy.
jail. I'm not gonna say here and lie. I've been, and and when I
You're
came out, I said
comparing.
I'm gonna be a better person and whatnot. But there's some people, bro, that just want go right back to it and are worse,
Yes,
get worse.
but my point is, punishing makes worse.
Yeah, okay.
No matter what, if you punish, they're worse. No ifs or buts.
So you don't think
If
these
you're a
guys should get
murderer,
punished?
no, you should be rehabilitated so it never happens again.
Right, right. But
Okay,
you're saying so no punishment? Don't punish these guys?
but rehabilitate. No, I really. The point is punishing. What does punishing do? If my point is, do you know what happens if you punish them?
Yeah.
You can
So
punish them
let's get
for
into this
40
for a sec.
years.
So if someone murders a bunch of people or whatever, like we said, and they go to jail, what do you think? You think it's good how it is that just their freedom is gone and they should get three
No, it's
meals a day?
terrible how it is.
What do you think should
No,
happen to
that's
them? What do you think should happen
you
to them?
should rehabilitate. The way it is sucks. That's what I'm telling you. The way there should punishment doesn't work, and just locking them in a cage doesn't work.
Yeah, but bro,
Okay,
listen, I'm not
jail
understanding what you're
doesn't work.
saying. Are you saying we
That's
shouldn't
because you're not letting me.
punish people? Okay,
Bro,
talk.
sorry, man. So what I'm trying to tell you is punishing, no, doesn't work. If there's two types of things, you can either fix it. The reason, what are they called? They're called rehabilitation centers, right?
Right, correctional
Jails.
facilities. Yeah,
Correction,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they correct the problem. They're
right.
correction
Even though they
centers.
don't, but yeah,
But they don't. Locking someone up in a cage for 30 years, he's going to come out an animal. You know
right.
that,
Yeah, exactly.
right? You
Yeah,
come out worse. So, and then what happens? Then that guy has a kid, and his dad's a psycho, and he becomes a psycho. Now you have a community of murderers
right.
because you put his dad in jail for 30 years.
Yeah.
No, you need to rehabilitate. You need to, but if that guy goes in and you give him therapy and you take care of him and you teach him a skill, and then when he comes out, he's normal, then his kids are normal and everything gets better.
Right.
So if you want to make the world better, you want to get rid of crime, you can't torture, you can't punish, you have to fix.
Right.
That's the way it is, and that's the way
I understand what you're saying. I agree with it to a point, but I think certain individuals deserve punishments.
I know what you mean, but it is when you rehabilitate and you like correct things,
Yeah.
they're being punished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's not like they're going to a nice university to be taught how to behave. They're in
Yeah.
jail.
But if you ask me, like, jail is, like, yeah, it's bad. It's bad, but, like, I don't even know what I really want to say. Like, I don't know. I get what you're saying, man. Yeah. What you're saying is right. I agree.
I just think, I mean, we get pissed off, right? And yeah, people do bad things, and you think, I wish I could beat the crap out
One
of them.
thing I
Like,
hate about jail, one thing, if I could that I hate about jail, is how people with minor offenses, like, you know, a lot of people can go to jail. And the funny part is most of these jails are filled up with a lot of non-violent people that, you know, are there for not paying their tickets, are there
Yeah.
for dumb
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? And I hate how they put them with murderers,
So do
rapists. I hate that shit because you're putting them next to people that have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. So if they get into fight with you and whatever, you're still gonna get charged, get more time tackled on to your
Right.
sentence or whatever or whatnot. I think that is very stupid. And I don't
So
care
do
about
I.
this. And I don't care about this all different levels in jail. If you're in there for whatever, if you're good, you get moved to this part. No. A
See,
murderer
that's
shouldn't be put with a person that's in there for whatever, weed or something
Right.
like that, right?
Of course. Yeah, you're
Period.
right.
I hate
And
that.
like, no, you're right. And I think about that, right? Now, me, like, I have never been to jail. But let's say I did something like, I don't know, let's think of something. Let's say I stole, I don't know, like, I don't even know how to get to friggin', I steal something big. Let's say I walk in somewhere and I steal 10 grand worth of TVs. Now, they put me in jail beside a bunch of psychos who have murdered and raped.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're both bad, but guy, like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have someone that stole something beside a bunch of psychos who murder people for fun.
Yeah.
And no, and it happens. I know what you're talking about. I don't get it. I think it's crazy.
I don't like it at all, man. What the hell? Uh, I'm just gonna talk for a story I know about. I'm just gonna say, like, person was in
Mhm.
jail, and he was in there for minor offenses, for breaking a window. He was in there for breaking a window. Okay, they put him.
Really?
His
Okay.
roommate was a murderer, and not just any murderer, a big psycho murderer. And
Yeah.
this guy couldn't told me every time he went to sleep his one eye was open. He didn't like he was terrified, man. He's like, why the hell would they put me? And they
Yeah.
didn't care. The worst part is when he asked to be moved, or they didn't listen. They didn't care. They basically
No,
told
they
him
don't
because you're in
care.
jail, you're in jail. Shut your mouth, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's so stupid, man.
But see, that's no, and that's the thing. It's nuts, man. And again, I mean, I don't know a lot about our prison systems and stuff, but it's like that, like in the West, so like England, America, Canada, our prison systems are nuts.
Yeah.
I know in Europe, it's amazing there.
Hmm.
Go to Germany and their prison systems actually work.
Yeah.
People leave and they want to do better. Not everyone, of course, but they focus on fixing the problems, man.
Yeah. I seen this one video. I forget where it was exactly. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it was somewhere international, and their jails are so different than what you picture in your head as
Yes.
jail. It's
Yep.
basically like a camp in a weird way. Like
That's
they're not
Europe,
treated
man.
like prisoners. They're not treated like, and
No.
and they just try it out. They tried it out. It was a success. The people that left, they had low like violence there. They had the all-time lowest violence and whatever and whatnot.
Hmm.
It was basically like you were at a camp. You walk in, instead of it being cells and whatnot, it was an open concept, right? People did things throughout the day, like workshops, school, video stuff, packaging stuff. The doing like they kept them busy, and you get what
See?
I mean, right?
No, I do. Yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah.
And
So
they
I
make
guess
them
that falls into
feel
what you were saying. I guess like they were
because
rehabilitating them and stuff like that,
because
getting them ready
you
for
know
the real
what?
world.
Yeah. But you make them you notice most people like okay, you said you've been to jail.
Yeah,
Now, you see the worst people there. They they don't feel like the rest of society. They feel like this is just how I am. I'm a psycho. This is my life. This is my life, right?
yeah,
You accept it. But I think like what you were just talking about in those other jails, they make them feel important. They make them like, listen, you're no different than that guy in a suit. You deserve money. You deserve to have a house. You deserve. If you make people feel important, then they act that way.
yeah,
But if you make someone feel like shit, he's gonna act like that.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's really what I think, man. I mean, but I don't know.
Another thing I wanted to
That's
talk to you about, just quick, we're gonna end this really soon, guys, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I actually seen another video. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but I'm sure it was in Europe somewhere, and it was a police show. It was like police, it was like basically cops in a weird way. Cops in America,
yeah,
like with the show. You got what I mean?
yeah,
So
the
it was
show, yeah.
basically like that, but completely different. When I tell you, let me just give you a little rundown. The cops sit somewhere, and there are cameras literally on every single corner of that city and neighborhood and block everywhere. Cameras everywhere. When I tell you cameras everywhere, everywhere. You walk outside, you think you're in a Hollywood studio.
Right?
Everywhere. What the cameras do is scan people's faces, scan people's license plate, and scan everything. They scan your plate. If a ticket pops up you haven't paid, anything, even the minorest thing. If a robbery gets committed or whatever,
Yeah.
those cameras,
It's the
and it
UK.
just gets sent right to the police sitting in the parking lot, and they come right after you. So what my point is basically talking about bringing this up is you can't even get away with if you have a ticket and you need a couple weeks to pay it and you're
Yeah,
driving down the street, they will know
you're
within
right.
seconds you're driving and have you stopped.
No, but you know what? I know it sounds terrible, but I think that's a good thing
Yeah,
because it does something. It stops that stuff from happening. We're so used to living in a world where, you know what? If something bad happens, we can just hide till we fix it. But when you can't do it, you stop doing it.
right. It even scans for wanted people's
So,
faces and stuff. It's crazy.
yeah, you're right. So if you have a warrant out
Yeah,
for you,
anything, anything.
yeah,
So
it'll
they are
automatically
much
keep.
advanced than what we are here, but I think we're heading in that
Yeah,
direction.
you're right.
What do you think of it? Like
Um,
seriously, like what do you like? Do you like that idea? But I think
I like,
it's too
yes,
much,
no,
man. You're
I,
always Like, I don't know if to say if it's whether it's too much or if it's not, but like, I
well,
hate how it
I
already
don't
is.
know.
You're always on camera everywhere you go already.
Well, no, the problem is I don't care about cameras because if you're doing that, like I'm not doing anything wrong. I got
Right.
nothing
I
to
get what you're
hide.
saying. I get what you're
I
saying.
really don't. Right. So,
But do you think it's
but
right for
at
them to
this,
be able to watch you 24/7, regardless of what you're doing? You're
but
not doing
they're
anything
not.
wrong.
But I don't think they are. But here's what you just said, right? It depends what they're doing. Now, if it's a computer's not a person. I don't care if a computer can see me.
Right.
It's if there's a person there watching me,
Yeah.
then that's kind of creepy. I don't want you to watch me. You're
Yeah.
right. But if it's just a machine that scans faces and it says, okay, if you're a fugitive, it'll send a cop to you.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But when it scans me, guess what it does? Nothing. It skips to the next person.
Right.
And it doesn't follow me. I don't believe though, the one thing I agree with you. It's one thing to do that, but I don't think the police or anyone should know where I am all the time.
Yeah.
You just don't have a
That's the
right
only
to.
thing. That's what I don't like about it. See, like, there's pros
It's
about it, but then there's cons.
yeah.
Is there's no
Um,
privacy whatsoever. Hell,
but
you know how
there's
many times I'll
ways.
get pinned for taking a piss on the side of the road?
Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't know, just
But, no,
anything, right?
um, but the problem is, I think there are ways to do it, but who can you trust, right? The problem you can say with these computers, because that's what they're in the UK and they have
This
what
is
you're
what I don't
talking about,
like. This is what I don't like. Is those for them recording you. If
but they
someone's a
don't record
psycho
you.
out there, no, everything's recording 24/7 there, bro. Everything is recording there
It's
twenty four
actually. Oh,
seven.
well, you're right. It actually does record.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying. Okay, you're right. Go on. Go on.
So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, there's technology now where they can do anything. Anything. We were talking about
Yeah.
Hollywood earlier. Like, literally, if
Yeah.
someone, like, they can doctor photos, doctor videos, and you get, I don't know, just crazy things. There's scary things that could happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just imagine. You know what I mean?
I'm. No, the thing is, though, I know you're that. I don't really worry about that because it's never happened. I mean, come on, we got the best technology in the world now. No one doctors anything. It just, but what you said about
You
them
don't think
record
that's ever happened, bro? What do you mean? Cops plant
ever,
fake evidence all the time.
but that's not doctoring. That's doing it by
Yeah,
hand,
no, but
right?
you don't think
They
they've
did that
doctored
400
photos?
years
You
ago.
don't think that's never happened?
No, they're
I,
not do. No, that's
I have to
conspiracy.
say I believe it's happened. Oh,
That's
come on, man.
conspiracy
Yeah, it's
theory talk.
conspiracy, but come on, man. It must have happened, bro.
Oh,
It
I'm not
must have
saying it's
happened.
never
Yeah,
happened, but it doesn't. Everything has happened once. Everything has happened once,
yeah,
but I don't believe that's an issue. Like it doesn't happen. It probably happened once every 100 years. It doesn't matter. Um, I just mean like with the recording things, I don't believe they should be able to record. That's what I'm agreeing. I believe we should have cameras everywhere, but not to record. Like you said, it'll scan license plates.
yeah,
It'll look for criminals. It'll look
yeah,
for people robbing banks.
yeah,
And if it sees something wrong, it'll tell the cops. But I don't think they should be able to go back 5 days and see what I was doing. Hell no.
yeah,
The only time it should ever record anything is if it's a crime.
yeah,
But that's the thing. I don't believe it's true. But it's hard. How do you balance privacy and all this?
yeah. Like, it's just
Knowledge,
weird,
right?
right? Like, you know what I mean?
So
Nothing will ever be how it's supposed. What is
no, it
intent
won't.
is, you know?
It won't. No, 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 it won't. You're right.
Okay.
And that's what they say. One of the things they're saying with all this technology is you have to and people are fighting this. Some people think you have to sacrifice privacy to have freedom, which I think is bullshit. You don't. You
Yeah.
can have both, right?
Right.
I don't believe that. Imagine you have no privacy, and that's okay. Like if you don't want to die and
Well,
you
when
want
you
to be
really think
safe,
about it, bro, we all have cameras in our houses. We all have phones, so we got no privacy, anyways.
what do you, no, but that's you if you turn it on.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you're in your house and I know what you mean, but you
Yeah.
can turn your GPS off on your
That
phone.
will be something we'll get into
And
next time. Our phones
yeah, yeah,
and that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
I believe we do it to ourselves, though. But you're right. We can get into that
you
later.
know what I mean. Okay, man. Guys, that Hizzle, anything you want to just add on those subjects? You want to, or you said what you needed to say?
No, I said it. I believe no. People like to blame technology and say, you know what? It's all this high tech stuff. I don't blame. Even 400 years ago, when they invented electricity 100 years ago,
Yeah,
they used that as a weapon,
yeah.
and that was just electricity. Like you can turn anything bad, right?
All
But
right.
I
Yeah.
just don't think it has to. Anyways,
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that was it, man. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below, maybe a suggestion of something you guys want to see us talk about, and we will pick out randomly and speak about it. Now, until next time, guys, I'm S. Dot, and that's...
Hizzle.
Tune in, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.